All right.
Mr. Obama, I've decided to wear green today to humour you, you know. Oh, fucking hell,
Oh,
bloody
it's just
hell.
fucking fell off.
Parkour, you know. How you doing, Niko? You alright, fella?
Well, you got some scums around this area, man. I'm not sure it's the best place to have a business, I'll tell you.
To be fair, there's a fucking wagon parked in the middle of the street over there. Let's take this inside, man. I don't want to be looking at that on my front doorstep, you know.
I don't know.
Help yourself to some coffees. Well, I say coffees, I mean Pepsis and some sour cream Pringles if you're hungry.
Oh, I'm wide awake, Bob. I don't need any of that, pal.
Lovely. So, I mean, we could take us into a meeting room, but just as introductions, obviously, you know me, Bob Bradley, CEO of Nova Corporation. Would you like to introduce yourself, fellas?
Go, fella.
So I'm Declan Holt, and I'm an employee of the Nova Corporation.
Nice to meet you, Declan. I'm Niko.
Nice to meet you as well, fella. Hope you've had a good day.
I'm Bob Jimmy. I'm third in charge of the Nova Corporation. Nice to meet you, Niko, bro.
Very well,
Make
Jimmy.
sure you're speaking at the top of your lungs. We're both called Bob, yeah? Oh, that's lovely. So we call him Bobby because otherwise it's totally confusing. Otherwise. All right, let's take it into one of these lovely meeting rooms then, boys. We'll have a sit down and we'll have a nice little chat, all right? Fucking hell, I'm mounting the table. I don't know what's going on today. I'm just feeling extra spicy now.
Fight Club got you all excited.
Absolutely. So, Mr. Obama,
Who
how
can't be
may we
excited to
help
see this
you?
face? Let's start with that, you know.
It's been a while, Niko. It has been a while for sure. How you keeping?
Well, we've done a little bit of business off the grid. Well, at least I'll let you in on a few ideas, you know. So I wouldn't say it's been too long, but time has been ticking, as you can tell. I'm doing all right. How are you doing, Bob?
I'm doing fantastic, bro. I just bought a new car yesterday. Still got
Ooh.
that new car smell.
Oh, what car is it? Enlighten me.
It's you ever seen one of them Rolls Royces that are
Oh,
just say
quite
they're
a
off
luxury.
roaders?
Oh,
Yeah, it's a proper car. That very
nice
special.
glass of champagne in the back for the nice comfy riders you get chauffeured about.
Yeah, it's beautiful, brother. Could you just excuse me for a minute? I've got a gentleman outside he's here to sell me some fucking Air Maxes, bro. You know, 200 quid and that. They're fresh.
Bloody hell.
Have you ever been on Depop before?
Oh,
good
no,
little
that's
deal.
not for me, Bob, you know.
Yeah, but these have only been worn once. You know what I mean? It's hard to find big shoes these days. I got size 12 feet, fella. You know.
Don't
Right,
wear
give me
out,
2
Bob.
seconds.
It's not the charity shop, it's Cheetah Mill.
Fucking
Either or, I'll see you soon, pal.
All right, brother. I appreciate you. I'll be back in a minute. Deck, keep him company, all right?
Yeah,
Ask
yeah,
him
no
about his
problem.
stories and that.
So I don't believe me and you've ever met. So I've been around since March.
Oh, March.
Yeah, but obviously all this kind of stuff is all new for me. So
Is it? Wow.
yeah,
Well, I'll let you
Normally-
in a little thing.
normally I'd
Bob
be
used
up
to be
for the
very
mines.
close to me. He doesn't really remember much. He was a very close friend of mine.
Yeah,
You know,
he's a
I've
good
always
lad.
perished him in my heart. Although things may not have worked out in what he was working for with me, and he may not remember, he's a good lad of all. I'll always
Yeah,
be there
he
for him.
is. To be fair, it's been a good lad since I met him. I only met him like a week ago, and he's sound.
He is. Bob keeps it 100%. So how's business going? Are you making loads of money, or?
I mean, yeah, business is going well, I assume. Like I said, I've been here about a week, working here.
What, you're
So-
not taking the bookings? You're not the one that does all the accountancy?
No, I don't do all that. I'm shit with numbers, I'll be honest. So, you know,
What the
giving
bloody
me
hell are you doing in
numbers-
Novacorp then?
Numbers, I do the hard work. To be fair, we all do.
Oh,
actually.
you the grafter.
Yeah, so I graft a lot when I'm about. Yeah, give me numbers, mate. They'll all just get muddled up. Fuck that shit.
Well, it gets like that, but I suppose once you're around it enough, it becomes a second language, you could say.
If you've got a business brain, yeah.
Well, running a gang like myself, I suppose numbers is always involved.
That's it, isn't it? I don't think I think I'm better off just, you know, staying where I am. 'Cause that's what I know. No.
Oh,
I think they're about now, yeah.
Alright then.
Oh,
shall we,
Bobby,
fucking
man.
hell.
What are you doing?
I just had to push you through the door, mate.
better not
But
log
look
that
at
as
me,
an
I'm
injury at
slumped
work.
now.
Move, man.
We're trying to help you through
Trips, slips, and falls are a number one cause of injuries in the workplace, Bobby. You should know that.
Not
You
my
best,
problem.
you best
though.
not log that down, mate, because the insurance for this place will be going up.
That's not my problem.
Tell you,
Jack, have
you'll all
you-
be wearing hard hats
No
by
one's
the end of
seen
it.
I'll need
anything.
I'll need you to write up a risk assessment about Bobby and his trips, man.
Shut up, man. Oh. Everything
Right,
about
so-
me.
So, Mr. Niko, sorry about that. So, anyway, how may I help you today, fella?
So, Novacore tends to supply. Well, we both know what you supply. Let's put it that way. How about you delve into something that you've not really touched, but probably know a lot about? What's one thing in this city that is always used to make things? That would be materials.
That's correct.
The mines, I mean, I suppose you could say there's a limited supply, but for now, there's quite a lot of materials to be mined. Now, I myself and my fellows have a lot of materials and a constant income. Now, we're wanting to start something, but we're not wanting to be the faces of it. There's some businesses that we don't mind being the faces of, but this one, not so much us. Just too much out there. I don't want everyone knowing us. I like to keep myself to myself, maybe a few people I know.
Yeah, I feel that, bro. That makes sense.
So I'm wanting to give you materials at the cheapest price in the city. Every place that is buying material, I'm selling them even cheaper than what they're buying them at. Just so your profit margins, if you're wanting to sell them onwards, could be a lot better. Now, this is something you'll have to consider. But let's just say that supply is never going to end. I suppose nor is the money.
So, when you say materials, do you want to enlighten me on what kind of materials these are? We're talking like fucking bits of old rocks and fucking bits of metal and that.
Well, in the process, our rock does get taken out and we find more valuable items, such as gold, platinum, tin, titanium, lead, loads. I'd be here all day listing them to you, Bob. I've got a pretty neat list, and I've got a pretty neat list which also says the prices. I'll go a little bit cheaper, just so you can find your feet in the market, if that's something you're willing to do. And you can resell them, making profit of your own.
So, let me ask you this question, Niko. Who's buying these said materials these days? And what are they buying them for specifically? Because I know that, let's just say, the only materials that I believe have value, particularly, you're talking things like, obviously, there's the things that you need to make ammunition. That kind of stuff will always be quite valuable. I mean, I'll be honest with you, yeah. I will need to discuss it with my fellow
That's
Novacorp
fine.
employees.
I didn't come here thinking they would make a contract on the first day. That's not how business usually goes. Takes a while.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, it's not really something I was looking at getting into, but, and I'm not going to say I'm going to buy every material that you've got, because
I'm not asking
I know
you
for a
to, but
fact that
I just
some
want
of them
you
are-
to maybe buy a little small stockpile. I believe you've already got the contacts well established of people who would already buy these materials. You find somewhere that you can sell them on for. And if that seems to go well, then we can obviously talk about upping the quantity. I won't come in here to dump, thousands of pieces of metal at your door. I was coming here to give you like a sample, if you will.
Yeah, I appreciate that, brother. And I appreciate thinking of Novacorp first as well. We respect that. So, yeah, I mean, if you do me a favor, send me a little list over on a text message
Will
with
do.
the kind of materials that you've got. I'll get back to you on the ones that we could maybe be interested in. And then if you associate some prices with those materials, then I'll speak to Ben, I'll speak to my boys here, and we'll get back to you on that one, all right?
Sounds good. Tomorrow, you can have 10 of everything. I want you to go sell it, find yourself a price, and then we'll talk business. All right, Bob?
Just before you leave, Niko, last time I spoke to you, we mentioned some very special medical equipment known as...
Oh, shall I sit back down then? Because that's going to be a lot longer conversation. Now, the people that was supplying me this have upped the prices, become a lot harder to get. There's now logs of what you're taking. Every time you leave the armory, you've got to take a log. There's a camera that watches you. You know, sees you put a few more in your pocket, you lose your job. So it's a little bit harder. I've got a few lying around. Prices will have to be discussed because obviously my client has not told me a price that he wants me to sell these yet or a price that he wants me to pay him. It's more as just give it me as a tester.
So how many would you say you've got?
I've got 15.
And let's just say you want to... Imagine I'm a Jimmy. Explain to me what these IFAC kits do, just for the people at the back of the room.
Well, these guys aren't Jimmy. They've been your workers for quite a while. I'm sure they're aware.
I'd like to hear it from you, fella. It's all right.
Well, IFAC is a sort of treatment that you can apply to yourself when in combat. Make you feel a little bit of a boost for a while. Kind of like how some like to party hard with a lot of drugs. You know, they take some drugs, get high for a while, enjoy it, and then comes the downfall. Just with IFAC, it's a little bit different. There's not really a downfall. You're just more or less patching an injury.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, honestly, how much... Let's just be honest with each other now. How much do you buy them for, or how much could you get them for?
Well,
I know
like
that
I said,
I'm not talking like 50 a week. I mean, let's say if you could get 5 a week, yeah? How much would that run me?
Well, he's not told me a price. He's more or less given me these on the house to test them out and to find more of an audience to sell to that I trust, which I already have, I suppose, being you. I'll go back with him now. We'll discuss a price. Obviously, I'll add a little bit on top, so I'm making some profit at the same time, as obviously it's my client.
Yeah, absolutely. That's only fair.
And the price that I give you, I won't tell anyone else. I won't sell to anyone else. So the only people it's coming from is Novacourt, saying you can sell it at a much higher rate, if you will.
Yeah, I like the sound of that, fella. I do. Now, obviously, I appreciate that these are going to be expensive. Obviously, we'll discuss how expensive, and we'll come to a... Well, realistically, it depends on how much the guy sells them to you for. But if you come back to me and say 50 grand per, I ain't going to be able to flip them, you see. So...
It's definitely not going to be 50 grand per. Let's just put it this way. He tries to charge me a stupid amount. Might just have to swing it back on him. Remember who's putting the job at risk. So it comes to a stupid price to me. I'll say, well, I'm paying this price. You're not happy. You'll find yourself working on the streets tomorrow.
Yeah, it's very true. I like that, fella, I do. But like I said, get back to me on that one with a price, with your price included in that, yeah? And we'll talk more about that. That is something I am interested in. And obviously it could be like a ongoing bit of business between us and yourself, or us and the Fratellis. You know, I like you guys. Don't hold any grudges. So, like I said, we're open for business.
Well, with this business deal, it's mutually between me and you. I don't want anyone else to know. I believe the people that you've got beside you won't say anything. We don't want to be brought up when they ask, when they say who's giving it you. The last thing you want is all Fratellis know some police officers, you know? It's not going to be a good look.
No, it's not a good look for yourself, is it?
Yeah, don't worry, fella. Whatever is said in this room stays in this room.
I like that. On top of that, There is another thing that he mentioned to me, but I'm not sure it's going to be as good.
Okay.
PD armor plates. You
I'd
can
be
equip
interested.
them on
It
the
does-
move.
I'm
I
aware.
think that's the only benefit.
I'm aware of the qualities of PD armor plate. Now, I'll be totally honest with you. Yeah, I'm getting a. Let's just say we've kind of got that covered. Now, if you could get some, I'd be happy to buy them. It does depend on the price. Obviously, you have to understand that I'm getting them for a good price already. You might consider it a bit cheap. But again, like, if I can get them cheaper somewhere else, then obviously I'm not going to pay double or triple, you know? But it's one of them where it's good to keep your options open. So, I mean, if you get back to me on a price for the armor as well, or you might already know a price for the armor if you've got some in mind.
Are you willing to discuss what you're paying? I'll make sure it's cheaper than that. How about that?
Right. Well, as an individual, we're currently paying 4K per armor. Now, I know it's cheap. Obviously, it is
What's the
cheap for
quantity
what you
looking
get.
like? Because armor's a lot harder to get out of the police station. Let's face it, you know. You can't put
Let's
7
just
plates of
say-
armor on, you know, and walk out. It's a lot harder
Well,
to get
that's
out.
true. Let's just say a couple of shipments of it fell off the back of a truck and ended up in our warehouse.
Oh, so we're
So
talking
we're-
3, maybe 5, or a
What,
lot
at
more.
a time, or what we've got?
Well, let's just say at a time, so I know what I need to be getting mine up to.
I mean, ideally, maybe 6 would be a good place to start.
That'd be weekly
I'm not
or
really.
monthly.
That'd be weekly.
Right. I'll see what I can do, because obviously, I'll look at it from my client's perspective. He only works
You
5
don't want
days a
anybody
week,
to lose
so
the job, you know.
he can get away with taking 1 armor plate out of work a day, but he only works 5 days a week is the issue. So some days he's going to have to try take a few more, which might not be as easy. I'll see what I can do. I can't guarantee anything on the armor, but
That's
I do
all right,
know
brother.
that I think, well, I like to think I'm the only person selling IFAC.
And I have spoke to other people about them. Again, it's one of them where it's like, "Ooh, we've got some, but not a lot. So if you can get it on a semi-regular basis, then it is going to make you a bit of money, you know?
Well, we'll sort it 5 weekly. We'll get a date of when you want it. Obviously, as of now, I'll get it as fast as I can. Then we can just sort out some reoccurring payment, and it'd be dropped off at your door every week, Monday. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, maybe we just... Yeah, it gets delivered in a nice little brown box or something, you know? A nice little delivery.
Well,
I'd appreciate
Royal
that.
Mail they do try to fit things through your tiny letterbox. I'm not sure they're gonna be able to fit the big package through. They might put it in your wheelie bin. Make sure bin man couldn't get them.
Don't worry, just stick it on front desk. The door's always open. I'm sure one of our boys will be at a reception to collect it, you know?
Well, that sounds good. I'll get them to deliver it as fast as you can.
Like I said, though, Niko, I appreciate you coming down here and obviously offering up this opportunity. We'll definitely consider it, and when you get back to us with the prices, we'll discuss it more, all right? You and your boys are welcome down here, and girls, of course, welcome down here anytime. Help yourself to a free bottle of water and a kind of roller cola off the table on your way out if you're feeling peckish, you know?
Well, you're going to have to up the roller cola, I'll be honest. That stuff's...
Yeah, it's
piss
pretty
water.
bad.
Yeah, it's
Let's
a
just say we
wine,
got a
innit?
good deal from the 24/7 shop down the road, you know?
What, is that the
Practically
one that
giving
you
it
rob
away,
every
isn't
day?
Oh, I don't rob it, fella. It's not particularly my style. I'm a businessman these days, fella.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I mean, thank you for your time, Niko. Is there anything else you want to discuss whilst we're here?
I think that's it, pal.
Well, like I said, I appreciate you coming down here. Nova Corporation is always open for business, you know. You need anything, give any of us a call. If you want to take any of my lads' numbers, you're more than welcome to.
Well,
Obviously, if I'm not about, they'll be about kind of thing, you know.
like you said, the door's always open, so if I ever need to drop anything off, you know, I can always put it next to the vending machine.
Absolutely, brother. The only time the door's not open is if nobody's in city. If somebody's in city, that door will be open.
Well, if not, I'll leave it round the back, tucked away somewhere, and I'll just send you a message.
If you put it in between the green and the black bin, that's probably best, I think.
I'll do that. Take care, Bob.
Appreciate that, brother. You have a good one.
Pleasure
You
to meet
too,
buddy.
lads.
Have a good one, mate.
You too.
Give it a minute.
Just make sure he's fucking gone.
Did he just trip over?
The carpet's pulled up a bit in the corner. He keeps tripping on it.
It's because I've got too much weight on me. I've got like,
Oh, yeah, it does.
50
Yeah, he's
kg
got.
on me.
We bought loads of fucking. Well, when we went out a minute ago,
Yeah.
NHS guy turned up with loads of saline and medkits for us. It's just bought a bunch more. Good price as well, you know.
Yeah.
26k for 200 saline, 200 bandages, and 10 medkits.
That's not bad at all, that.
That's a fucking...
That's funny, Bobby. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how you just went. Oh, I'll go and see if he's fucking gone. I fucking love that from you, bro. Honestly. So the reason why I didn't tell him to get fucked when he mentioned those materials is because when Bobby's finished crafting this weapons bench in the near future, or the distant future, or however far away this future's going to be, yeah. And if this geezer's willing to sell us exactly what we need to make bullets, we could maybe stock up on a bit of ammunition and sell that. You know, maybe make it like a personal defense kit with like a few bandages, a couple of joints, and then a few oxy and a fucking mag or two, you know? Could be a little money maker for us, you know?
Yeah, I mean, if he obviously don't bring us the fucking supply, I'll go get them my fucking self. Do you get me?
Yeah, absolutely, bro. I mean, it's one of them, innit, where obviously I didn't want to turn him down flat because we
100%.
could maybe use it in the future. Obviously, I'll be real with you though. I have no intentions of buying fucking bits of fucking metal off him really, or plastic and shit. I've got a
You don't-
fucking
yeah,
van
yeah,
full of
yeah,
Well,
stuff.
with
You
all
know?
that shit.
That's the thing, though. You don't really need any materials. You just
Exactly.
need
The only thing
metal
you need
scrap.
stuff for is literally bullets, and you need literally like
It's literally metal
sulfur
scrap,
and stuff.
fireworks, sulfur and wood, which I've got. Wood.
Yeah.
I've got enough wood of that. Like, it's literally
So,
metal
do
scrap.
you know what
and
I
can
mean?
make
I've got
bullets.
so
How
much
metal scrap do
like
you need?
It's
I got a few,
well, no,
but you can get it from scrapping now, though, can't you?
Yeah, I've got
Yeah,
like
but
30
it depends per bullet though, because if you want to make like I've fucking made too many bullets in my lifetime to know. So if you want, let's say I don't know, depends what bullets. So let's say you want to make pistol ammo, it's 3 metal scrap, which makes 2 bullet casings, and then obviously sulfur and everything. Yeah, so 3 metal scrap for pistol. 5 for SM, and then 7 for class 3.
So
So
we'd
by four.
obviously only be making pistol ammo. Do you know what I mean?
So it'll be 3 per.
But yeah, I mean, like, look, it's not a big deal. I'm more than happy to do that. You know,
But it all depends on what material though, because there's no point buying materials that we're just gonna keep. Do you get what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
100%.
they're,
We aren't
like,
going to
so
buy anything
pointless if
that's
you're gonna
not.
use it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's so
100%.
pointless. Like I've had it in the past where people buy like 300 aluminium. Well, you don't need aluminium. Like you used to need aluminium all the time.
Yeah, but
for
you don't need
aluminium
it
still,
anymore
You
now.
don't need it.
Exactly.
Like it's so pointless buying stuff. We might as well just save the money instead of spending it on crap that we don't need. Save the money and buy more metal scrap that we actually do need.
Yeah, exactly.
Like-
So it's one of them in it where it's not something we'll be going into immediately.
Oh,
But
no,
when we do
100%,
get
like,
that, when we do get that weapons bench, it'd
I'll
be
be
smart
on
to
it,
make
like-
use of it. Do you know
like,
what
I
I mean?
haven't been up the lumber in I don't know 2-3 weeks. Like and I've got there's a table there. There's near enough a table there. We just need six nails. Then I can make another one that I've made.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, look, if we all go out one night on the weekend for an hour dousing, I'm sure we'll pull up a few fucking nails there.
That's all. Like, I can do the lumber. Like, that's no stress for me. But it's just the nail. Like, it's the nails that.
It's the dousing that's the.
That's the problem. Like,
it.
but I mean, it's not bad. I know what I'm doing, but
it's just
finding
the actual stuff.
Yeah, but also like, there's no point in me doing the trees and then going to do nails when, let's say, you lot aren't doing anything.
You don't want to be doing it all on your own. So it's just long for you, and it's not fair, is it?
It's just not that. It's not that, mate. To be fair, I mean, let's just say they made about 6 crafting tables in the past.
Yeah, the crafting tables are long, brother.
Sick of them.
But I mean, Bobby? How much? Did he give you 200 saline, 200 bandages? He gets bandages half price, you know. He charges 75 per saline, 100 per medkit, 50 per bandage. Obviously, the thing is, what we'll do is we'll use 3 salines and a bandage rather than 4 salines. Although it doesn't really matter, but we might as well utilise the bandages.
10 first aid, 200 bandage, 200 saline, but I don't know whether that's all going to fit in the stash, I'll be real.
Let's go and have a look. How much do you say it weighs? 50k? 50 kg, yeah?
No, it's 41 kg.